What's happening, guys? I've been wanting to do this video for some time. This is something different, but been asked, how do I know what I'm doing with all the fabrication? Well, let's further say, what I used to do when I was 16, I started working into a fabrication shop, machining tools. And what I mean by tools, you used to machine them. As you see, that is a, can you guys guess what was used to shape that down? That's only 3/16 of an inch thick. And then I had to widen out the tubes for a GM Hydromatic transmission. I had to get off the shift the shift valve on the side of the transmission on the old vacuum feds. That is done by a surface grinder, if you guys didn't know. That's just one tool I used to make. Used to modify tools, make tools, you name it, that's what I did. Then I started going to school, and for automotive, because I knew what I was in, I didn't really care for it much, but here's another tool that I made. This is a cam holding tool for GM. This is for the front bank. This goes on the front bank, and this is your rear bank. GM 3.5 liters on the Intrigue motors. I have a video of me using these. Front and rear banks, they had 2 cams per bank. Flat spot on the cam lays on here, and then you just crimp this all down and locks it in from rolling the cams. Front and back bank. I got probably 10 bucks in this compared to 280 bucks for the GM tool. I did that when I was 16. I was repairing a 5.3 liter or 3.5 liter. They're like the North Star, but they're called the Short Star motors. But there's a cam kit. So further ado, let's get the toolbox out. I've had this since I was 16. I was just turning 16. Everybody knows this. This is my new one I bought, but that's where these came from. Used to use these because, let me get one that's better. Had problems doing decimal to fractions, so it has everything I need on it when I'm trying to figure stuff out. So let's say 1/16. I need 1/64. Just goes over to 0.0156. It's much easier. That's why I have these little guys. This one's no brand, but everybody knows about the calipers. Another things I used to do is a lot of tapping. You guys see how old my taps are. This is a 1/4 24 fine thread, 2 flutes. They're fast taps. Then you got your slower taps. Then you got your bottom taps. These are bottom hole taps, through hole taps. You name it, I was doing them all. There's my tap wrench for the smaller taps, like these ones, 10/64, I believe. There's another tap wrench right there. This is for the bigger ones. Yeah, it's up there in age. These are my filler gauges because, I had a mic clearance out. You guys can see what they all are. Here's one of the brand new taps, 10, these are quarter 20 taps, speed taps, really nice. I love these speed taps. Thread pitch guides, if you're not too fluent with your thread pitch. Pilot hole starter. Here's some other old ones. These are left-hand threads. They started out small and you just run them all the way to the top. So they start out small, and then when you get to the full, at the full top, this is a through and through hole, goes to a 1/2 inch 24. And I got different sizes like that. I also did pipes, pipe plugs. So yeah. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty. This is so you can check a round surface. Let me say if I'm making something round, I can go through and I can go through here. Kind of rusty, it needs to be cleaned. Then I can mic it like that, and then I can grab my outside diameter and figure out what size that is. So I can go something like that. So that would be 4.20 thou is what that mic's out to, just roughly. But yeah, this is my outside diameter calipers, or whatever you want to call it. There's a name on it. She's up there in age. That's my outside, inside calipers. This one has a broken thimble. I broke it one day because it ticked me off. Every toolbox needs an air gun. Here's my small screwdrivers. You can see I broke the tip off that one. Paint markers. There's red, black, and yellow, and I have white. The way our system used to go is white meant needs checking on a higher level. Yellow means good to go. Red means stop. Black means something's missing. Give me a second, guys. So that's what those meant. That means basically red means stop. That means that part is junk. It needs to go back. Something's completely wrong. And white, we hardly ever use white because you normally don't have to go higher on the people list, but sometimes you have to. Reamer bits. Never hurts to have one of these little gauges. You guys always see me have these. Here's my reamer. Zip ties, in case I need to zip tie something shut. You guys see it's a long. That's that reamer I was telling you guys. That's who's by. Calculator, when you're trying to add up numbers. So that kind of suck because you got to add up the numbers on this to, you know, figure out what you're doing there. Another tool company you guys probably don't hear of. This is a metal reamer. I call them metal reamers. This takes off a lot of metal at one time for die grinders. My die grinder's in my other toolbox. I'm not worried about bringing that out. Drill bits, 1/8 inch, always for snapping them. These are high quality 1/8 inch drill bits. There you go. I believe this one is a 7/16 reamer. I had to ream out a lot of holes. I had more of these, but I don't know where they all went. You guys wondering what other tools I make? Here's one for a machine. Used to hit the top of this and put dents in sheet metal. And here's some other. This is what this. That's what it goes into, a tube like that, and it slams down. Further ado, here's one of my mag bases. I don't know wherever it happened to everything else, but if anybody knows where I can get, there's all the information on it. If anybody knows where I can get the rest of the attachments, it'd be nice. Oh, and I also got blue. Don't remember what blue was used for. I had blue. But yeah, anyways, this is my bag base with a V on it. Used to use this all the time on the lay, metal lay. Infrared heat gun. Never worked half the time anyways. And that's why I have a multimeter. I have 2 of them. That one's, I think, still works, but I don't know. And I have another one in here. But what I used to use for these multimeters for is a heat probe, temperature probe. You just put that right on a part and see what the temperature of the part is. That's what this one can do. See where it says temp? That's why I had multimeters. They weren't the high end, but they worked. Here's another set of filler gauges. Smaller size. Drill bits. Never can have enough of them. This only if I need them, but half the time I never did need to use them. Bits. Sometimes I had to use them, sometimes I didn't. This is an old counter. You used to push this down every time you're checking parts, so you can write down how many parts are bad and how many parts. So you click this for every good part you have, and you don't click it for every junk part or parts that need to be checked. Over there, they know how much you're putting through the system. It's all whacked. And everybody knows about my dial indicator. That's why it's cracked, because I keep it in the toolbox. But this used to go on to here, until I had to modify and get a magnet and stick it to it. But yeah, this used to run all the time. And you never can be without Allen keys. Allen keys and torque bits. And here's some more Allen keys. You can see how much wore out these are. These are the size I always used. And what's the toolbox without a pair of pliers too? And that's down to the last part. My original Snap-on Macco 6 digital calipers. Yep, that's what I used to run. Those suckers got a lot of hours on them. Did a lot of work with these, and this and my other set are pretty darn accurate too. I mean, they were down to like the tenths. Not bad. Yeah, I got metric and standard in the Allen keys of these. Metric and standard. So yeah, I just figured that you guys probably want some background history of what I used to do. It gives you a pretty good idea where I came from. And like I said, I wasn't always going to be a machinist, a tool machinist, I should call it. That wasn't my plan. It's to always be my plan was never to be a tool machinist for the rest of my life. Always had interest on things that used to move. But yeah. I'm thinking this. So that's how I got into cars. But here's all the taps of those. These things were nice. These things were given to me. These things made life so much easier when you're tapping. So yeah. Hope you guys liked it. That's a little background history, what I used to do before I started working on cars and lawnmowers. So, if you guys like it, thumbs it up. If you don't, thumbs it down. Leave a comment below. Maybe I can give you some more information. Catch you guys later then. Peace out. Have fun.